welcome everyone. So this is gonna be a guide for PvP. Since ranked PvP is actually coming soon, this will be a guide to prepare for the update. There will be tips that I'm gonna be giving, and I'm also gonna be talking about the Evomons itself, like the stats, the traits, and etc. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so for the first tip, it is gonna be learn every meta Evomon. So the first thing you should do isn't building a team yet. It's about first learning what every meta Evomon actually does. You don't have to own every Evomon in the game, but you should know what they can do. For example, which ones, which Evomon spread status effects, or which ones are incredibly fast. Volcrest. If you see this guy, then you probably know that this guy's gonna be really fast, And if you don't know what your opponent's Evomon does, then you're already at a disadvantage. Okay, so for the second tip, it's gonna be don't rush every turn. So one mistake I see a lot of players make is them clicking moves as fast as possible, but instead you wanna take your time, right? And you wanna ask yourself if I use this move, what can my opponent do next? Or because sometimes the best play isn't using your strongest move, right? Or strongest attack. You wanna sometimes switching is better, or sometimes setting up is better, right? Setting up status effects or building up your stat buffs or debuffs. And it's sometimes also worth sacrificing another one Evomon to bring in another one safely. So you wanna think one turn ahead, right? Because that can change the outcome of battle. And for this third tip, it's gonna be value your win condition. So every team will have at least one or two Evomon that are super important. So try to figure out which Evomon will give you the best chance of winning. So my team right here is probably gonna be Lava Rock. So win conditions is probably gonna be your wild card, right? So you wanna play around it. So you don't want it to, of course, take damage early on, right? And you don't want it to leave it up to bad matchups. See here, fire is weak to water. You don't want it. You don't want water. You don't want to use Lava Rock when the opponent has water type Evomons. That's kind of common knowledge, but and sometimes it's okay to lose another Evomon if it means your win condition or your wild card it stays full HP or healthy, right? Good players don't try to save every Evomon. They use them, and you gotta play them smart, right? They save the ones that matter the most. For the fourth tip, it is don't waste your switches. So switching is one of the strongest and most important mechanics in PvP. But bad switching can also make you lose games, right? And don't just switch because you can. You want to switch always with a good reason, or if there's a good trade-off. Maybe you're predicting a super effective attack, so you wanna switch, or maybe you're bringing in a counter. Maybe the opponent has an Evomon that is super effective against you, then you want to switch to its weakness. Or maybe you're also preserving an important Evomon or your win condition. So every switch should have a reason, and it should give you an advantage. Fifth tip is gonna be adapt to your opponent. So not every battle should be played in the same way. You wanna adapt to their playstyle. So if your opponent you always use this a move that always damages you, they play aggressive, then you wanna punish them for that. So maybe if they use a skill that does a lot of base damage, power 120, then you can use counter or fatal rebound, and you can redirect that hit. So you want to also try to predict their playstyle, So maybe if they setting up, then you want to pressure them before they can. And if they rely on status effects, then you want to play around it. And that's why there's also skill sets like Arcopex here. It has a skill static field, removes all status conditions from her Evomon. Or Wisppuff's full purifier removes all stat debuffs and status condition. So you have these skills that you can play around it. So you don't want to always follow the same exact like strategy every match. You want to adapt and adjust your team, because really good rank players, they always adjust during battles, and you always want to have advantages like when you're fighting your opponent. And for tip 6, it is learn from every loss. So don't blame like RNG every time you lose. You like, for example, like maybe they can get lucky, with like crits. They can get lucky for that. Like you want to ask yourself like what went wrong, or like maybe you should have switched, or maybe you predicted wrong. Maybe you used like counter, but they use like a status effect, so you deal like 0 damage. That's like a mistake. So like you want to just ask yourself, like maybe I could have played differently and maybe I could have won. Like every loss will teach you something, and of course if you like keep learning from your mistakes, then you'll naturally climb higher over time. Like like Tony Stark, every movie, like he learns from his mistakes and he'll get stronger and stronger until he becomes like unstoppable. And also there is a Teambuilder website for Evomon. I will put the link down in the description, and it also includes the typing chart, so you can look around that if you want. Okay, so now we can talk about the Evomons itself. So of course in every game there will be meta Evomons, or Evomons like better than some others. So each Evomon, you want to make sure they have like, of course, like good stats. Stats like speed, which is like one of the most important in PvP. But of course, it will depend on the Evomon's role. Like they can be like a tank, like Targon, or they can be like a supporter, or like a status spreader. Like Wispuff, it has a lot of status effects, right? Like hallucination, poison. And you also want to check out the traits. So every Evomon, they have their own legendary trait, right? So for Wispuff, there will be, it's called Evolve. It is applying poison status effect simultaneously inflicts 2 stats of time mark. So it is really it's like a game changer, Like even this Targon here, Prime Form, takes 60% less damage while at full HP. So that is really OP. And of course, there will also be nature. So wait, I'll show you in Wispuff. So since Wispuff's most of his skill set are special damage, you don't really need physical attack. So it's kind of like a win-win if you get this nature right here, modest. So it is really good, And then of course there will be talents, and of course you guys will know that SSS talent is the best talent. So of course you want to get, since they give stat buffs to 3 attributes, you want to make sure the attributes are at your best stats. Like for me, it is special attack, obviously. So you want to have the buff on special attack and maybe up to speed, just in case. And this is also really important, and it's gear, and this is kind of underrated, but it is literally a game changer because of how much boost it gives. So talent boost, it gives like plus 15, but in here it will literally give like it will give you a super big buff, like special attack plus 23, and then physical defense plus 12, which is really OP. And then there will also be skill sets that are really important. Like when I'm using Wispuff, I'm probably gonna use this loadout, because Full Purify is really insanely OP when you're doing PvP. And there's also gonna be where is the King of Flying? This right here. In PvP, of course, AoE skills won't really matter, but it's still pretty good. And then I'm only level like 113, so I don't have the good skills, but I can use Gale Thrust and Recover too. So this is restore 60% of max HP. So there will be some Evomons with crazy skill sets, like even this Mirefish right here, Aqua Heal. This is insanely OP because it restores 80% of max HP and removes all stat debuffs, which is, it's insane. And this is also really underrated and most people don't know, but it is suits. So in PvP, suits are really important, right? And then if you watch my other video, I kind of like not really tested, but I said Elemental Mage is actually better than Champion. And that's actually true. Elemental Mage, it increases plus 2% skill damage for each type. So here, water and ground, that's 4%. And if you count your other like team, you can easily get like plus 10% buff, which is insane. So yeah, that's kind of it. Like ranked PvP is just having strong Evomons. It's about like making good decisions, obviously, like every single turn, and you want to learn the meta, and also like since I'm talking about the meta, you should also learn the anti-meta, since meta, most people will use meta Evomons. Like this is just an example, but this Bub Boxer is really insane, or Bub Blade. Since one of the meta Evomons are Lava Rock, you want to use Bub Boxer because it is super effective against fire and rock. So yeah, you want to learn the meta, you want to think ahead of your opponent, you want to protect your win condition, and you want to make smart switches, right? And you want to always learn from your losses. So yeah, if this guide helped you out, make sure to like and subscribe, because I'll be also covering ranked like meta updates, or literally any update logs and tier lists, PvP strategies, as new patches and updates come out. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.